Alright, so I got the car all up on the jack stands and stuff. So in today's video I'm going to be installing the carbon fiber eyelids that I got from Michigan E92. I explained in the last video, but pretty much they gave me a good deal on downpipes and then these carbon eyelids. They were actually able to ship me all the stuff during the whole coronavirus thing, which is super cool. I'll leave a link to their website and Instagram in the description, so go check them out if you have an E90, E91, E92, E93, anything like that. I got all the parts. Alright, so here is the eyelid itself. As you can see, it matches up really well with my hood here, so that looks super sick. So this would be the driver's side. So I know a lot of people put it on the outside, kind of like this here, which looks fine, but personally I'm definitely going to put mine on the inside. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take off the whole bumper and the whole headlight. It's probably kind of excessive, but I'd prefer it in the inside. I know people have put it in the inside, but a lot more people put it on the outside just because it's quicker and easier. I got some cheap, I think they're called like IJDM toy angel eyes. They kind of suck, not gonna lie. A lot of the LEDs are out, and so I don't have any other angel eyes right now, but I probably should have ordered some before doing this, but I'm just gonna throw it in there anyways. It'll be nice to cover up this red wire here. It's on here on both sides, and I got super ugly glue from before, so I'm definitely gonna redo that. So I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm gonna be opening these back up so I can freshen up the insides, because it's kind of dirty in the inside of here too. The first thing I'm gonna do is take off the front bumper. I explained how to do that in the intercooler video, like 2 videos ago, I guess it would be now. So if you don't know how to do that, just check that one out. Essentially, it's just, you gotta take the inner fender well out, and there's 2 bolts, 8 mils right here. There's some 8 mils that run across the bottom, 2 8 mils up on this side too, and you gotta take the inner fender well out, unfortunately. And you gotta remove the headlight washers, just by pulling them out and unclipping them. Alright, once you remove the bumper, next what you're going to want to go ahead and do is just unplug the headlights. So it's 2 clips on the left side and the right side there, and same with this side. So, and that is the only connector that goes to the whole headlight, so we're going to go ahead and disconnect that. Alright, so now once you have the car like this, you're going to want to remove the T30 Allens. So there is 2 right in here. I already went ahead and removed one of them, so it's just 2 right in there, 2 on top here. There's gonna be 1 right behind here. So I already removed this side here, so there's the 2 I was talking about. So this is a whole bracket for the headlight here that it comes out of, obviously. So there's 2 T30s here, the one on the back right here, like I was saying. There's one on the side right there. So that goes right between here. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this one. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like six T30 Torx bits. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this now. Alright, so I already removed all the bolts here. So all you gotta do is just kind of wiggle it out. And now my car be blind. She ain't got no eyeballs. So once you have like this, you're all done as far as taking stuff apart, other than the headlight. What we gotta do is melt off this sealant, and of course I went crazy on it because I was having problems where water would get into there. Alright, so the very first thing you're gonna go ahead and do is flip it to the back. And right under this, there's a bolt right there that you need to take off, and the bolt is a T25 Torx. So once you have that bolt removed, all you're going to do now is, I guess, remove this here, which is just pressing down on these tabs, and then taking your heat gun, and you're going to do it all around where all the sealant is. If you have the OEM sealant on there, which is like black, I recommend getting a flathead and prying it in there to pry it all, or to get it all out of there. I recommend starting in this corner here. That's what I found easiest to do. So just want to go around the whole thing with a flathead and heat gun and slowly peeling this back. Okay, once you get to this point where you have it pretty widely split open, you're going to want to unplug this here. It's a really small thing, you gotta pinch and pull out just like that. And then just go ahead and pull the lens off the rest of the way. Okay, so once you have the lens off, you're gonna wanna remove all this stuff here. So first thing is taking off this trim here, which is a T25, and it is 3 bolts. And then just pops right out. Now you want to go ahead and remove the T10 right here. Now you want to take your T25 again and remove this up here. And now this whole piece here should be loose. You should be able to pop that out and get this wiring out of the corner light. And then this little light here won't be able to come out until you pop out the corner light. It's gonna pop this out here, and then it should all come out. So like I mentioned before, I had really cheap DTM style, I think they're called, Angel Eyes. So they are very crappily glued on there to where you can see it. So I know this whole video is on the eyelids, but if you were to do this, these were all chrome before. So in order to take those out, it's just T25, so 4 here and just the 1 here in this corner. If you want to black everything out, you can paint all this stuff black here, and you make sure you leave this back one back there chrome, and same with that one, or else your whole headlight would darken, and that would not be good. So I'm going to clean these up. I probably won't show all that in the video, but all I'm going to do is remove them, sand it back down, and spray it in satin black, and then slap them back in there. And as far as wiring on the Angel Eyes, if you guys were doing this, how I have it wired is the red ones go to the yellow, which is positive obviously, and then black to brown on this connector, which is the daytime running lights. So these will always be running. So if you're curious and you're doing this, that's how I wired it. Alright, so while I have all the housing off for the inside of this getting painted black right now, shout out my very professional light right here. So while that's all getting painted, I am going to take this time and clean as best as I possibly can the inside and outside, so that way I can go ahead and glue in the eyelids. So what I'm going to be using, I don't know if this is the best, I'm just using a cleaner and alcohol right here. I'm going to use this too, and then just the microfiber. As you can see, this lens is like super dirty. So this one will be really nice to clean up. This one's disgusting. Okay, so finally got these glued in there. Actually, I just used hot glue. I mean, it's not a heavy piece, it's really light. Obviously, it's carbon fiber. So hot glue did the job perfectly. So I got it all glued up in there. Obviously, if you glue up towards this way, see how I have my glue just on this one side here, just on this top side here. Obviously you won't be able to see that when the hood is shut, so I'm not really worried about that. And in one thing I saw online, people complained about when you put eyelids on that the headlights actually shine through the top and kind of show the lines of the fender and the hood. But if that becomes a problem, I'll probably throw that of how I'm fixing it in another video. Maybe I'll paint this black or something, but I hope that might not even happen. So I guess we'll really see by the end of this video whether or not it does that. So here's the first one. Like I said, just using hot glue, kind of did half. Here's a line right here where you'll see below this line here is what you'll actually see when the hood is down. So I ran the eyelid kind of over that a little bit along here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the passenger side one done. All right, so I got the second one on in there, and this one I didn't do as good of a job as I could have, but I did. As you can see, there's a little bit of a gap right there. It's so slight though, and no one's gonna be looking that low because the headlight will probably be sitting around that height, and you really cannot notice that little tiny gap at all. So these are all glued in there. So now the next step for me is to finish painting the insides of the headlight and then glue the angel eyes back in, and then I'm gonna throw it all back together. This will probably lean on until tomorrow of me throwing them back in. So as far as, also another thing, if you're blacking out the inside of your headlight, don't forget to do the corner piece. But yeah, don't forget to take apart this lens, which is literally just 2 clips, and then paint the inside of this black. All right, so once you have it at this point here, what I had to do to fit the corner light in there was I actually had to remove this much of the glue here to be able to fit it in there. So you're going to take this corner light. I don't even think you're going to be able to see this with the eyelid on there. I'm just going to bolt that back in there. All right, so I got this bolted back in there, and then the wires all back in the right spot. So what I had to do on this one, this corner light here will sit too much up. I'll show you in a second. So what I had to do, unfortunately, was put a zip tie in there just to hold the corner light down, and then I used some hot glue to seal it back up. So if you don't put the zip tie in there, it'll sit too much up like this. So essentially all the zip tie is doing is just that, to hold it down in there. Since the eyelid up here is probably just messing up with the fitment of the corner light. So all I do to do that is I remove this lens on the corner light, which you first just take off this tab here, and then the tab here, and there's a little pin. And then I literally just drilled 2 holes in here, and you won't be able to see it once the lens is back on. You can't see anything really, even inside here. So I'm drilling the 2 holes after the little bumper here. Just like that. All right, so once you drill the 2 holes in here, you want to fit it in there without the corner light lens in there. So you want this piece out for now, and then you're just gonna want to drill 2 holes into the actual lens that just match up with that. All right, now you just want to use the zip tie to clamp these 2 together. If you have a better way to do it, you can do it a different way if you want. Actually, no, you can't.
Not today.
No today. All right, so once you have it, the zip tie in there, holding it down, all you're going to do now is bolt this back in there, which this one's a T10 Torx. All right, and then all I'm going to do now, so that way no condensation gets in the holes here, is just put some hot glue there.
Action.
All right, so now you're just going to put this back in there, which is just matching everything up with the threading, and bolting it back in.
Cut! Action!
So you want to blow in the headlight as hard as you can.
Just stick a hammer in.
Alright, so now I have my new angel eyes in there. They were IJDM toy ones, just some eBay ones. I'll leave a link in the description. But all you want to do now is plug this part back in. That little midget dude, I don't even know what he be doing, but he be doing something. If you're fancy, you can put new black stuff in there. But you know the vibes. And then you're just gonna want to shove it all back on there. And I know if you had the DTM style headlights, the ones I had before, I'm pretty sure you have to shave. So in order to make these style ones fit, this one here, you have to shave this part flat kinda, so it doesn't hit the eyelid. But I don't got that problem no more.
Cut! Action!
Alright, so don't forget to put this bolt right under this boy right there. And then put the corner light back in. Then she'd be fresh. I gotta clean it up a little bit.
Now you have a car.
Now I have a car. Alright, so what I'm doing now is using clear sealant just to put along the top lines here, so that way no water can get in. Now I've done this about 3 times now, just doing this exact way, and I've been fine with no water getting in there. So it's gonna make a line across the whole crack. And then a good way to smoothen it out over top, it's kind of a weird trick, but use an ice cube and you can use the flat part and just smoothen it all out. So we're gonna go throughout the whole thing and seal it all off. Alright, so we got the headlights all bolted back in and plugged back in. I'm gonna run the no bumper look for a little bit to show off the intercooler. Some hot boy points. So what pretty much all you would do is just throw the bumper back on. So we're gonna see how they look now. It's probably a little bit hard to see, but there they are. And then here's the eyelids. Them don't be clean. Here's how they look when they're off. I'm really happy I went with these circular ones. I think, in my opinion, they look a lot better. Here's the eyelids. Like I said before, I'm really happy with how it looks. It really makes the headlights look super aggressive. So that's it for this video. I'm really happy I went with the new angel eyes because the old ones, like I said, every other LED was out. And the eyelids look really good. I know these were probably meant to be put on the outside, but I managed to fit them on the inside, and I think it turned out really good, and it looks a lot better that way. Got a lot of carbon going on with the car. Can you ever have too much carbon? So that's gonna do it for this video. Catch you all on the flip.